first, to tell you the truth, my first jog I ever did was in Timberlands. That's how unexperienced I was. I spoke to my friend Busta Rhymes. He goes, what do you do this for? So I'm like, to be the better version of me. And he's like, but there's no goal at the end, there's no money. And I'm like, not really. I'm actually spending money to go there.
Yes.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but running is fun. Like it's after you get over the pain, after you get over it's actually something.
Just like shock in your voice.
Yeah, it's like because I don't think hip hop has ever had this.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Set the Pace, the official podcast of New York Roadrunners, presented by Peloton. I'm Rob and Becs, the CEO of New York Roadrunners, joined in the flesh this week by my co-host and Peloton instructor, Becs Gentry. And Becs, this is a special version of Set the Pace because for those of you listening out there, you got to go to YouTube and check out the fact that Becs and I are sitting together right here at the Peloton Studios for the first ever video version of Set the Pace. And Becs, what an amazing place to do this first video podcast.
I know, isn't it? We are so lucky to be here. We are actually in our beautiful yoga and meditation studio right now, which is why we're really calm and using our indoor voices for now. It is awesome to be here doing this. I feel very like the worlds have come together today. Perfect.
It's amazing. You look great. It's
Thank
great
you.
to see you in person.
You too.
I'm wearing pants, which I don't always do during the podcast.
I don't think I needed to know that.
I'm oftentimes sitting at home wearing shorts or whatever.
Okay,
so
glad you said that.
We really dressed up. We really dressed up for the podcast. And let me tell you, not only is it special to be on YouTube this week, but we also have an incredibly special guest coming up in just a second. You can't see him yet, but you might remember not long ago at the Citizens Queens 10K in June, we had a huge moment at the finish line of that race because if you're a music fan, certainly of my age, pretty much of any age, you know N.O.R.E. You know the Queens-born rap star, started out as part of Capone-N-Noreaga. Now he's gone solo. He's a huge star. He's also a huge runner. And at the finish line, he and his crew announced he's going to be running the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon. We're going to be talking to N.O.R.E. about running and how this all happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, my Instagram feed was just him that day.
Yes.
So I'm so pumped to talk about running and music.
Yes.
Because that's what I do every single day. So I'm kind of selfishly really excited.
So excited. So we got a lot to do when we get to N.O.R.E. But I want to call out a little bit about what's going on at Roadrunners. And we had another big race this past weekend here in New York City. It was the RBC Race for the Kids on a very humid Saturday morning in New York City.
I'm so thankful it happened because the weather forecast was looking like it was going to be torrential rain and storms. And I was like, no, not the kids' race, no.
It cleared out.
But
and
it did.
We had a pretty
sun
nice
shone.
day.
Yep.
I got out there and ran Becs.
You did?
Which we'll talk about what I'm doing running in a little
True.
while.
Yes.
But, you know, it was a warm day, and we had a great turnout, and we had some pretty fast winners. The non-binary winner was Pierce Lydon, a time of 24:21 for Beast from Riz. The women's winner was Victoria Kingham with 23:14 from Central Park Track Club Tracksmith. And on the men's side, it was Ethan Koreth, 20 minutes and 39 seconds from 212 Athletic and Saucony. So, yeah, it was warm, but it was a great day, and it was a really fun day in Central Park.
Everyone.
Absolutely. And you know what? We got more coming up after we talk to N.O.R.E. What happens when a friendly rivalry with a buddy who's in training for the Chicago Marathon takes on a life of its own? Find out later in the show when our man Meb interviews New York Roadrunners member Noah Perez. So that's coming up a little bit later. And as N.O.R.E. knows well, the only thing better than running is getting your friends into running. So Meb's going to be here to give us some tips on the best ways to encourage your friends and family to take up the sport of running. So stay tuned for today's Meb Minute coming up a little bit later in the show.
Try the Peloton app for free and access classes for every type of runner, whether you're training for your first race or you're a seasoned pro. From outdoor runs and intervals to strength, yoga, and stretching, you'll find the perfect fit for every part of your routine, whether it's a long run day or you just need a quick 5-minute reset. The Peloton app meets you where you are and helps you become a stronger, faster runner because it's designed for someone like you. Try the app free for 30 days and download it now from the App Store or Google Play. Terms apply. Peloton, the official digital fitness partner for New York Roadrunners.
All right, so Bex,
Yes.
if you were running the Citizens Queens 10K, you might have noticed a group of like 18 guys all wearing the same white Queens t-shirt with the name Run Champs across the front. It looked like a baseball jersey. Well, if the name reminds you of a certain podcast some of us might follow called Drink Champs, that's because at the center of that run crew was also the host of Drink Champs and the Queens-born rapper N.O.R.E. That's N-O-R-E, pronounced N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E. burst onto the scene in the late 1990s as half of the hip-hop duo Capone-N-Noreaga, went on to a successful solo career with hits like Superthug and Nothing, and more recently became the host of that podcast, Drink Champs, and he interviews rap legends over a few drinks. And we got a few drinks here, actually.
We
good
do.
drinks.
Of the slightly more healthy variety.
Yes.
And so, N.O.R.E., we are so thrilled to have you here on Set the Pace. Welcome. Woo!
By the way, I'm thrilled to be here. Running has been a part of my life, and I realized that I can't explain running to anybody else who doesn't run. Like, they think you're a maniac, and we are. Like, if you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning running 7 miles, and you know, something is wrong, right?
Yeah, in a beautiful way.
In a beautiful way. And so I've been trying to been running, and I didn't see competing in races. I didn't know that. I didn't realize. You know, I got platinum plaques, so I didn't realize this little medal means just as much to me, or if not more, because I did this kind of on my own, and I can't describe the runner's high, you know what I'm saying? Like when you set out a goal and you say I'm gonna do 10 miles, and you go out there and you do 10 miles and you come back home. I wish I could bottle that feeling and sell it, because no one really gets it, unless you run. I know I said this before, but I was in Naples, and the guy just comes up to me. He's like, "So why are you guys out here?" Because it was a lot of us, we travel. And I was like, "I'm here to run." And he's like, "So you come here to run?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Wait, Naples, Florida, or
Yes,
Naples,
Naples,
Italy?
Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
So I realized I made no sense to this guy. And I'm trying my best. I'm like, "Yo, I come here, my family, I got my kids with me, I got, and he's just looking at me and I realized it's not really him.
Yeah.
It's that runner's feeling when you accomplish that goal on your own, and and it's just a certain feeling, and I'm addicted to that feeling, man. I'm addicted to that feeling, and
Love to hear it.
I'm glad that I'm quote unquote doing it professional now. Joining races. I flew to Maui. We've just to run. I know that sounds crazy again. Yeah, but we enjoyed the vacation.
Not to us.
Yeah, that's why I'm comfortable in this. This is a circle of trust.
These are your people.
Yeah,
You're talking to your
exactly.
people.
So we went to Maui, we went to Naples, we went to Tampa, we went to Puerto Rico, we're going to Orlando. We're doing a wellness retreat where we're gonna box, we're gonna weight train, we're gonna a whole wellness retreat for 3 days, and then where else we went? Jersey.
N.O.R.E.'s got his crew here in the studio.
Yes, that's the
absolutely.
right chats. So it's something that I'm really, really proud of, and it's something that another time I spoke to my friend Busta Rhymes.
Just casual.
Yeah.
Friend Busta Rhymes.
My friend.
Busta Rhymes
Your
goes,
friend's my friend.
He goes. So what do you do this for? So I'm like, to be the better version of me. And he's like, but there's no goal at the end. There's no money. And I'm like, not really. I'm actually spending money to go there.
Yes.
I'm actually. And then I realized again, it's not gonna make sense. It makes sense to people who love you, like Busta loves me. That's my homie. So he sees it's a better version of me. So he's with it.
Talking Busta Rhymes, just as you casually mentioned he's your homie.
Yeah.
I thought I was super cool once because he reposted something I did in class. Long story.
Okay.
A mystical song that the lyrics got confusing over, and I did a hand gesture that wasn't cool. I'll show you off.
Okay.
But I love that how you phrase that of the people who love you understand it. Even if they don't run themselves, they see that running is making you a better version of you.
Yes.
And so let's talk about that, because your life has been one hell of a journey.
I tell you this. Like, I've traveled the world, and I'm so sorry, but running the world is better.
Yay!
Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all my rap friends. Like, you know, I just seen it was Cannes going on, the movie festival in Cannes, and I seen all my rap friends out there, and then I went to Cannes the next week. And it just so happens I was my wife, she wanted to do that for her birthday, and I ran in Cannes. You know what I'm saying? So I felt so different, like, because like I said, I traveled the world, I performed. I didn't enjoy the world, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, you're there working, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And now when I go to a place and if I jog in that place, I feel like it's mine now. Like, I feel like I not own it, but I feel like, you know, you conquer something, and it's just it's like it's one of the it's like running. Like again, Maui's one of my favorite places on earth.
Yep.
I didn't even realize there's deers in Maui. I didn't realize it. And we woke up early in the morning. We had 2 different sessions. So we did one running in the morning. We came home. We ate breakfast, whatever. And we did another one right after that.
Wow.
And I got to really see the place. I got to see, like, you know, okay, you stay in the Four Seasons, you stay in the St. Regis or whatever, but you pretty much stay in a hotel. But I'm jogging the land.
Yeah.
I'm getting to see the chickens that's outside. I'm smelling the cut grass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm smelling the brewing coffee. Like, it's just a certain euphoria that, like, you have to, like, my whole section kind of like changed because I realized that I'm so addicted to running. Like, this morning, we had to wake up this morning. Not had to, I wanted to. I wanted to wake up this morning, and I didn't realize how close we was to Central Park. But when I got to Central Park, it was like a light flash, like, because I seen all the other maniacs. I seen all, like, it was so many people.
That's where they all live.
I was like, oh, I'm home.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize it. I was like, yo, and when you see other runners, there's 3 things that I actually do when I see another runner. One, I say, you're late, because I'm an early in the morning runner. Or 2, I say, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Or 3, I say, what mile are you on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I even drive different now. Like, if I drive and I see a jog, I'm like, wait a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let her go.
Oh, my God.
Let her go.
I let bikers go through, joggers go through.
Wow.
It's just like, this is a different part of my life that that's given back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just something I love, and it's this is the biggest challenge of my life.
We're going to talk about that in a second,
Wow.
but I'm just dying to know, like, how did this start, right? Because I look at your life story, and you know, it doesn't look like a guy who's about to become a runner and run the New York City Marathon, right?
Yes.
You grew up in, you know,
growing up in Queens.
in Queens, that was a good part, right? But, like, you know, you grew up in tough childhood, right? Had some tough times as a teenager, had some challenges, some legal, stuff along the way that you got into, right? And then you meet your partner Capone. You guys create this unbelievable rap duo in the 90s. Y'all hit it big. That's amazing, right? But, like, okay, rap star, now you're music star, now all this stuff's happening, and nowhere in there do I see, oh, this guy's gonna start running, right? And become like a health nut. So, like,
you're correct.
Yeah. So where was the turn? How did that happen?
First, to tell you the truth, my first jog I ever did was in Timberlands. That's how unexperienced I was. It was snowing, and I just looked at myself, and I was overweight. I just didn't want to start next month. You know how everybody says, start next month? I started right then and there. So whatever I had on, I had bought a house in West Orange, and I had jogged to Verona.
What made you do it? Why were you?
I just looked at myself. I didn't like how I was, and and then when I did that, I caught the high. Like, because what I forgot to say is I had my friend Sig with me, and my friend Sig was more overweight than me. And we struggled that 5 miles. Like, we really.
You were wearing
Timberland.
5 miles in Timberland.
Okay.
In the snow.
Multiple things are blowing my brain
and
here.
I did everything
Timberland
wrong.
snow, 5 miles first run.
Yes, first one. Yep.
But you struggled through it.
I struggled through it, but it was something that hit me that I'm not a loser. Like, I don't want to say it like that, but I'm not a person. Like, I have to win.
You're not
like,
gonna give up.
Like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that even if I'm losing the fight, we're gonna fight for 12 long rounds.
Yes.
Like, you're gonna
take it
not
all
want to,
the
even though
way.
you beat me, you're gonna not want to fight me again.
Yep.
That's who I am, right? So I wanted to conquer that, but then kept doing it, and I got good, and I started to become a little better. Like right now, when I jog, I really feel like Rocky, like because people be coming, you know it, and I'm like, I eat it up. Like it's the one place in my life that I never say no pictures. Like sometimes people, you eating,
Yeah, you with
I'm
your
like,
family.
chill.
Yeah.
Like when I'm jogging, somebody asks me for a picture, I'm like, take 3.
Whoa.
Like, I want the world to know. Like I want everybody to
That's
know
great.
because this is something, like you said, it was something that I was doing that I wasn't promoting. Like, you know what I mean? Like my whole career, like, and then my father was a boxer, so my father used to jog. So I seen it with my father. I got green eyes like you too. So rest in peace, rest in peace. But yeah. So then what I started to do was I started to understand, I started to understand the run life. And what you don't know is when you see a runner and he has on different sneakers every day and he has on different. The thing is, this is my assumption. We buy new equipment because we have to use it.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting around, and this is the reason why I looked, and my wife told me the other day, she was like, "You got to throw away some of your these sneakers." So I got real sneakers, and then I got my run sneakers, and I won't throw them away. Like the older ones, I just can't. I'm not a hoarder or nothing. It's just I just can't. I just look at them, and it's like they have stories.
They do.
They have stories. Like
Yeah.
this is a different level of my life, and then here's another level of my life, and then here's the level I'm at now.
For me, I'm the same as you. I hate throwing away shoes, training shoes, because they've got a story of what they helped me train for. Race shoes, hell no. They all have their place in the closet. And like I have a little tag underneath of like NYC Marathon 2019
Wow.
or whatever, because
Wow.
these are my shoes.
Wow.
So that brings me on because I want to talk about that Queens
Let's
run.
go. Hell yeah.
Because I'm sure you've got
Yeah.
training shoes for that,
Oh, yeah.
race shoes for that, but
Yeah.
most importantly, you described it as homecoming for you
Yes,
because it
yes.
is. It was.
Yeah, it is.
It was.
My where I grew up from was 7 minutes away, so I stopped there first. I stopped at where I grew up
On
from.
the way?
Yeah,
Frac
yeah,
City,
left
right?
Frac City. Yes,
Absolutely.
I filmed it. I did it. I had it was like a moment for me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the Queens was my toughest run. Now you say, what do you mean? You ran more. Rain is my Achilles heels. Like I can't stand. Like look, you know what's crazy? Rain is my favorite weather. Like I can stay on my balcony and just watch
Yeah.
the rain all day. But me running in rain is not so much because I'm a huge sweater. Like I sweat thinking about sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Which is
I might be sweating right now.
wild,
You know what I
because
mean?
everywhere you listed that you've been running
Yep.
is so humid.
Yes. But
Challenging.
it never. The crazy thing about Hawaii, Maui, we trained for it with hills.
Yeah.
So we thought that it was going to be hills, and we get to the race, and there's no hills at all.
Really?
So, yeah, we threw away our whole training. But so that the Queens was scary for me because it rained, and then it kept running, it raining, and it kept raining, and I got one of those the bags, and it didn't help out. But I'm a believer in energy,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to put out bad energy for my crew. So I just kept it to myself, but I was scared the whole time. I was like, yo, cause what if I slip? Someone's gonna film me. I can't tell them not to film me. I'm N.O.R.E. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. So I thought everything was gonna happen, and you know what? It did.
It didn't.
It didn't. So
And you had a truly like monumental day.
that's one of the best days of my life. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
amazing.
Oh. And it was pouring. It was.
Yeah, it poured at the beginning.
At the
It lightened
beginning,
up
yeah. And
after
then
a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst
All
day,
the
but-
finisher photos were stunning.
Oh, absolutely. And so I remember I ran that race too,
Right,
and
okay.
it wasn't until later that I got on the social and
Right.
saw you with your
Right.
run champs
Right.
there at the finish line. Like that video, I loved it so much.
Yeah, I loved it.
If you haven't seen it, like go check it out on N.O.R.E.'s Instagram,
Yeah.
where you got your whole crew with you,
Yeah.
and like you say, and I'll never forget the words you said. You said, "Running makes me happy."
It does.
Yeah.
It
Running
does.
makes me happy, and so
Yeah.
I'm here to announce I am running the TCS New York City Marathon.
Yeah, it really does. Like, and again, I learned that it's only 1% of the world that runs. So now I know that I can't describe this to everybody. Like now I know, like I know, like
Mathematically.
this is a losing battle. Like I know that, like, But if you're a runner, I automatically identify with you.
If
like
you know, you know, right?
Like once I could look at a person and I'd be like, and then I could feel like they could feel me too. Like, oh, okay, you about that life. Like we was in Central Park just now, and 12, like like maybe 15 years ago, I used to work out with a trainer named Mark Jenkins in Central Park, and there used to be a guy that used to be in Central Park. And I see him today.
No.
It's like I see him. He walks up behind me and he taps me on the shoulder. He was like, "Keep working," or something. I forget what he said. Something like that. And I was like, "Yo, I know this guy from 15 years ago." And so I just love this community. Like I said, like this morning, I know this is recent, but this morning, just seeing other runners in Central Park and seeing crews, because at first, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be totally honest. At first, I thought running with a crew was corny. Like I was like, why do they need help? And then I ran. Los, he's going to get my son, but I ran it. So he was asking me for years, come to my run club, and they have something called Medal Monday. And I didn't want to go to Medal Monday because I didn't have a goddamn medal. So I'm like, no. So then I went there one time, and I promise you, it was every race, color, creed. It was no one. It didn't matter if you was a billionaire. It didn't matter if you were broke. We were all on the same level of euphoria. This is something I was fighting. And then I sat there and I was like, because I need a different level of life. You know, I look at DJ Khaled, he's playing golf, and I'm like, I need a hobby. And I'm like, I already got one. Like, this is it. So I ran with this run club, and me and Mitch, we probably shouldn't say this, but there was this white girl, and she was leading the pack. We called her the Tasmanian Devil. That's what I probably shouldn't have said. But,
she Australian?
But I don't even know. But she was so much of a leader, and then you could tell like this is a person like we probably wouldn't have anything else in common. But I'm looking to follow her. I've never met this woman. I'm like, where's she at? Like, all right, cool. And it's like, that's when I really caught the runner's high. Like, I was like, wow. And then run clubs, and I looked, I used to be like, yo, run clubs, whatever. And now I'm like, I'm the biggest run club member. Like, I wanna go to all the beer nights. I wanna go to every night, everything a run club is doing. I want to participate. I just don't want to never take away because, you know, some people can't get over the fact, oh, you know, this is N.O.R.E running with me. And I want to ask questions and ask. But back to that New York City marathon footage. It's I look up to Nas. Nas is my friend. It's the only time he's ever sent me footage, and he sent that footage.
No.
Yes, he sent me that footage. Like I always send it to him, and he either co-signs or not. You know, that's our relationship. You know what I mean? But that's the first time. That's why I know that footage was so remarkable.
It was.
But I lived in it in real time. So I actually didn't see it till I saw it.
Wow.
Like so I because I was so like I'm gonna be honest when they gave my wife the medal, and I was so much in the zone. I jogged past my wife. I was like I couldn't stop, and I mean that whole day, I left the Queens. I went and I was just it was just a high that I can't describe. You guys know it, but I can't describe like if. And by the way, I gave up trying to explain to people who don't want the explanation. Like,
but you know what? Like you talking about it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say.
bringing people in. There's no doubt because think about how many people
Yes.
must have seen your announcement, your video, all this stuff you're doing with Run Champs. People who are like, what, running? Like, or people who are like you, like maybe they run, but they think running with other people is corny or whatever. And now they're seeing you do it, and they're like, oh, this actually is cool. I'm gonna give this a try, right? So like. You're actually bringing a huge amount of people into the sport. What does that mean to you?
I believe, you know, something that I regret. I know this, I'm answering the question, but one thing that I regret was like, you know, a friend of mine was Big Pun, right? And Big Pun passed away. And he passed away from health reasons. Something that we could have helped. That's one of my things was I want to help, you know what I'm saying? Because to tell you the truth, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but running is fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's actually It's after you get over the pain, after you get over, like, it's actually something.
The slight shock in your voice is
Yeah,
still
it's
there,
like,
though.
because I know how crazy I sound. Like, I know if you're not a runner, but if you're a N.O.R.E fan, you're probably looking like, watching this interview, like what, like you see, like, the happiness in my face. You see, like, this. It's truly saving my life too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live life as if, you know what? Maybe I'm not going out to that club tonight. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna do miles. Don't get it twisted. I'm not an angel. I do not want to describe as an angel. This is not what you're gonna
This is
get.
not
You're
every night.
You're not getting. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not an imam. I'm not none of that. I'm a human. But I do enjoy this part of my life. This part of my life has changed me. And then like I said, Los wasn't here, but I said it like the run clubs throughout the world, like for rappers or for anybody. That means you have a crew every single where you go.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, there is no place on the planet that doesn't have a run club.
Yep.
I promise.
Yeah.
I've tested it out.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I didn't get with every run club, but I've searched it. Yeah. Every town that we went, is there a run club? Yeah. And not only that, here's the crazy thing about it. They're willing to run. They're like, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll be there.
5 a.m. Let's go.
And that's why I love this community. Like, I love everything I did in the past, but this is truly a community that I feel comfortable in. It's truly a community that understands me and I understand them back. And again, that's the most beautiful part about running. Yeah. Is it doesn't matter who you are. You can have all the money in the world, or you could be the brokest person on earth. And y'all, when y'all start that finish line, y'all on the same level.
Yeah.
Same level. So I thank you, run clubs.
Yay! N.O.R.E, you're a family guy.
Yes.
You've got a big, beautiful family,
yes.
Immediate family.
Yes.
Obviously, you have your extended family with
yes.
Carlos and Mitch and the team here. But when you're talking to the kids, the adults out there who know you as N.O.R.E the rapper, who may be struggling with mental health, do you feel like that by telling them you travel the world as a rap artist, yes, you get the cars, the money, the whatevers, but if you travel the world as a runner, you've always got somebody there. Do you feel like that is helping your mental health and those kids and adults out there by spreading that word of you can show up, you can be, as you said, the richest person in the world, but you can be the loneliest person in the world with all that money. But you go to Seoul on the other side of the planet and you could hop on Instagram and just be like, yo, anyone I know here want to go for a run? Hundreds of people.
It's a power that I'm going to abuse.
It helps up here, doesn't it? Yeah. But we can all do it, whether you're N.O.R.E, whether you're Becs, whether you're a singular person out there who doesn't know anybody. It helps with mental health and awareness and welcoming and belonging, right?
Yes. To me, that's the clearest you could ever think. Is after a run, like, doing it, it just clears your mind. I recommend it for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, even people like, bigger people or people, whatever. It's a certain thing that you get from testing, and this is no weights. Like, and the thing about running is what I love so much. I mean, I know you don't. Like, you could grab a weight and be like this, and you can see muscles and all that. So you get gassed. Running is all mental. Like, running is like, yo, I finished this and I got better. And for mental health reasons, I recommend it for everybody. I recommend challenging yourself. I recommend exercising, period. You know what I mean? But running is mine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, running is something that I absolutely fell in love with, and it fell in love with me back. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a one-way street. But running is really, 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 really crazy, because I can run for 3 months. If I take off, it's like I got to start all over. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, that reset.
So you don't want to take
get that
off.
fitness back. Yeah.
You don't. But like you said, I recommend it for people, and a lot of people just think like, they'll go on my gram and see 7 miles or see 9 miles. You don't got to do that. You got don't go do 1 mile. Go, you know what I mean? Go, something. But for me personally, I know this made my brain sharper. I know this made my body aware. I know this. It was just like, and crossing that finish line, like for a person, I've been platinum. I've traveled the world, and do you see how happy I was in that?
Yeah.
It's like
the happiness.
And it's like you can't fake that. You know what I mean? And the thing was, I had said that I was doing the marathon, but this was the official announcement. In Queens, 5 minutes from where I grew up, and it was just so dope because everyone came up to me, and they get to meet running N.O.R.E, right?
Yeah.
There's rapper N.O.R.E, there's podcast N.O.R.E, there's whatever. But running N.O.R.E is a more personable N.O.R.E. You get to actually know the person. Like it's not Victor, it's not Poppy, but it's still N.O.R.E. But he's a different dude. Like my conversations is different. We're sitting there saying, "Well, what we doing at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow? What are we gonna eat? Are we carbing up? Are we not? Are we? You know what I mean? It's a different person.
Yeah.
And I think it's a better version. I think it's the better version of me. But running these races has really. I'm just telling you guys, like if you have never done it, my DJ done it, and then. My DJ, he's joining races without me. He doesn't even call me. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, how am I gonna get you on? And you Butch Rock, yeah. So I saw you.
Give me a heads up. You just ran.
He ran in Queens again in Flushing Meadow, and he didn't even tell me. I had to look on his Instagram. I was like, this is not cool. You're not allowed to join without me. Like,
you got it. Give me a heads up.
Yeah. So I really, really like. If you never done this, go out there, run a 3K. What is it? 3K. Or 5K, run a 5K, and get that medal at the end. I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what pace you is, like, cause we have real fast runners. My son my son Nakai is running the marathon with me.
Oh, nice.
And both that's my other son right there, and my grandson.
First one.
My son's
first
ran
marathon?
with me. He's my first. But my son's Noah and Nakai ran me all of the races that I've joined. But Nakai's the only one that's joining the marathon.
Okay.
So, but we got fast runners that's with us, and we got a slow runner that's with us. Yeah. So we say. It's not to compete. You just got to complete.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
You know what I'm saying? We're not here to compete. We're here to complete. Because that's a no-no.
Trademark that. That is so good.
That's good. Can we use that?
Yes,
I love that.
You got that.
Quoted by.
Yes. Because it's the truth. Like we have 18 of us. Like you said, you wasn't exaggerating. It was 18 of us at the race.
It was a big group.
And I seen this one guy. He was like, does N.O.R.E. crew even want to run, or is it just him? And I'm like, I was offended by that, because nobody wants to force run.
No.
You can't force somebody to run.
You can't force running.
You can't force nobody to run. So I heard that comment, and I was just like, I didn't like it because, again, it's 18 of us. Some of us are strong. Some of us, I don't want to say weak, but some of us are less strong.
They're working on it.
Yeah, less strong. Yeah. But all of us completed.
Yeah.
Every last one of us we completed, and I'm building something that is going to last for a long time. Like I don't think hip hop has ever had this. I don't think hip hop has ever had a person saying, "Yo, listen, guys, I'm getting up in the morning, I'm doing this." And it's a balance. I still do drink champs. I'm both. But in the morning, N.O.R.E.
Wait, I got questions about drink champs and running the marathon.
Let's go.
Let's go. How are these things gonna coexist? Like, is this a plan you're gonna? Do you think you'll switch out? No, those who haven't watched Drink Champs, they're not drinking Gatorade on Drink Champs. They're drinking something a little stronger than Gatorade. Is the plan you'll kind of keep going with the Drink Champs, or dial it back?
No. I'm still still doing Drink Champs. We do it every week. We drops. I switched up the alcohol. I only drink sake, and people will say sake. Sake is
it's clean.
It's clean.
Yes,
it's clean, and it's an upperer, and it doesn't give me a hangover. So, that's my little trick until November.
That's a good trick
until November, and
I love sake, by the way.
Yes, I love sake.
I ran the Tokyo Marathon.
Okay,
this past March.
Get out of here.
And one of the best parts of that whole trip.
Sake?
Was
Yes.
the sake. It was
Agreed. Same.
it's amazing. Absolutely.
So what we do is we say, my boy Mitch, he says, our slogan is, no matter what, run first. So no matter what we do,
Yeah.
and we have to hold each other accountable. That's the good thing about having a crew, and having a crew that's on the same level as you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you didn't run yesterday. Like, and I want you to be a snob about it. Like, I want you to be, if you think you're being annoying, you're doing good.
But that's accountability, right? That's accountability.
Because I personally told him, I was like, yo, listen, I can't take 2 days off.
Yeah.
I got a day and a half maybe. 2 is the limit. But 3 is no. I can't do it because I have to reset so much. Like I know my like for when I ran the Maui, what was it? The Maui. No, excuse me, not the Maui. This was the Miami. For Miami, half marathon. I did a half marathon and I trained for 9 miles.
Okay.
And boy, was that a mistake.
Those last 4
Because as soon as I hit that 9th mile, my body was like, this is what you do. Like,
yeah, we're done.
I should have trained for 14. Everybody says never go above.
Yeah.
But I'm my own doctor. I kind of know my own body.
Yeah.
I should have been above. My body was telling me you could go more. But for 2 months, I did 9 miles. So when I hit that 9th mile, and then at that, no one told me that it was hills. So I hit the 9th mile.
Which is rare.
In a hill. And I'm like this. I want to give up. And I got 3 maniacs running with me, looking at me like, let's go.
Yeah, no.
And I start walking for a little bit. But so you kind of learn. But this is my thing.
It's so, I love that in your mind though, you've got you will complete though,
Yes.
no matter what.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about your support network.
Okay.
I've heard your wife
That's
is
right.
incredibly entrepreneurial because she runs Juicy Juice Bar.
Two juice bars.
Two juice bars, in Florida. Is she going to be like, hello, darling, here's your
Running?
green juice today for your nutrition?
Oh, yeah, always. But she's not going to run, though.
She's not going to run. Hey,
not
that's
gonna-
fine.
yeah,
That's
she's not
fine.
gonna run. But she'll be there. She's been at every race supporting. I'm glad for that. I'm glad, because that's the thing is, one thing about this is family orientated.
Great.
Like we have to, like if you're down with us, you have to bring your wife around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're a family orientated group because this is a family orientated thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, for the wellness retreat, we're inviting everybody and their spouses and their children. We're gonna have a chef. We're gonna cook. We're gonna and I think that's important. I think that everyone has to have their support group with them, not just me. You know what I'm saying? But because this is a family thing, but this is hard. Like I don't want to, cause I keep saying I'm happy and I'm sore too. Like don't get it twisted. Like I know that I'm putting my body through the illest condition. Like I've only ran 14 miles. I don't want to ever describe that. That's about the longest I've ever done is 14 miles. So the month of August is going to be a whole, cause that's my long. That's when I start really. So I'm gonna do 20s and all this. Like my friend JB Smooth, JB Active, excuse me. He does 33 miles just on a Saturday.
Yeah.
What did he do? 35?
Ultra. Does ultra.
Love him.
Yeah.
He does 35
My kind of
miles.
guy.
Yeah, he's and then he comes right outside after that. Like he's he's not sore. So
does it scare you?
Yeah, I'm scared
But
to death.
in a way, but in an enticing way, like I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
it scares me in a good way, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. I was gonna say, didn't I say that, Los? I said I'm gonna announce it right here because I don't want to describe it as it's not scary.
Yeah.
Like this is some hard thing to do. Like if you're a runner, that first 12 seconds, your knees, your heels buck up. Your knees say, "Yo, you ain't got it." Your heart, you have to. That first 12 seconds of just running, you got to beat yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then once you start getting into it, you start feeling it. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had an easy run.
What's the longest you've run to date? What's
14
your
miles.
14,
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah,
Okay,
14
that's it.
miles,
That's your
yeah.
longest run.
Yeah.
So far. All right,
This
so
is
you
a
just
good
got
way.
another 12 to go.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
here we
that.
go, here we
You
go,
got
here we
that.
go.
But when you put
Absolutely.
it like that, only another 12, that's
Right.
less than what you've already run.
That's right.
So you know you can already do that.
Right.
So when you
right,
break it down,
Right.
I always tell people if you break it runs down into bite-sized chunks,
Right.
you can eat
Yeah.
it all up.
Yeah.
You really can.
And you know what I love too is not only my friends being beside me, but when I see somebody else and I see them, they have the same face on as me, and they're like, and you could tell they're struggling, but you could tell they don't want to give up. It's just like anybody who's ever ran a half marathon, a marathon, I know I could go to war with them. I know this. I
Yep.
know they're not gonna. I know they're not gonna fold on me. Like
That's
I
true.
will go with you through the. I could just meet you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I know you ran a marathon, I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you're,
Let's
you're
go.
on
Let's
my
go.
on the crew.
team.
Yeah.
I know you won't leave me. I know
Where,
you won't.
N.O.R.E., whose idea was it for you to run
was
the
gonna
New York
say.
City Marathon? Was it your idea? Like, where did this come
I
from?
got like these maniacs, Los and Mitch, because I was gonna do it next year. I was gonna do it next year, 2026, right?
Okay, yep.
But I felt like that was me slacking.
Pushing it off a
You're
little bit.
Yes,
procrastinating.
and I
I'll
was
get
like-
to it. I'll get to it.
And then when they gave it to me, like they was like, yo, you know what I mean, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, this year? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, damn, I got no excuse. Like, I was like, I
It's on
tried
a plate. Here you go.
I tried to think of one, and I was just sitting there I remember I just like shaking my head, and I was like, oh, shit. I have nothing to say no to about, and I was going to say next year, and I was like, next year? You could do it all this year.
Yeah, get it done.
So,
Yeah.
but again, I want to let y'all know this is very scary. But and then it was like when we signed up, we did an interview, and it was like, yo, would you like to run the Queens? And I was like, this is so beautiful. like this is like I know it's me, so I'm gonna sound a little crazy, but this is a fairy tale. This is like this is exactly how it's supposed to be if this is where my life is going.
Yeah.
And like that was one of the best days of my life. Like
Well,
just
your life's like a fairy tale,
Yeah.
right? So it fit in, and like I actually want to talk about the rap side of things with you a little bit, and like, you know, coming up, what was it like for you? You know, getting to that point where you reconnected with Noriega, and you and Noriega.
Well, I'm Noriega. Capone, what are you talking about?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Capone.
yeah.
Sorry about that. You guys knew each other
Yeah,
from a young age,
Yeah.
you and Capone, right? And how did that all come together? Where you and Capone were like, all right, let's do this rap thing, and then not only did you do it, but you ended up doing it in a big way.
Well, Capone came to the Queens run too. He came to support. But I mean, me and Capone, we got together and we made a classic album, The War Report, which I recently just now could listen to. I couldn't listen to it at all, at all, because every time I listened to it, it reminded me of the pain that I was going through at that time.
What time was that about? That was,
When we recorded The War Report.
in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 97.
yeah.
So I would hear it, and I would hear the pain in my voice. Like I would hear that young version of N.O.R.E. So I couldn't hear the album. Now I can separate the music from the actual pain. But in the 90s, it was really, really, really hard to get on the scene, to get on the rap scene. But we fortunately made a album that went on and sold gold.
These are the days of you had Notorious B.I.G.
Absolutely.
You had Tupac. Like this was the.
I'll tell you a funny story. Biggie wanted to sign Capone before we came out. So if Biggie would have signed Capone, there might not be little N.O.R.E.
Wow.
I couldn't say nothing. Biggie looked at Capone. Capone rhymed for him, and Big was like, "I'm gonna sign you," and I was shy. I didn't rhyme. So just think about how life would have went. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah. So we're still friends to this day. He's my friend, and like I said, he came out for the Queens K. I would have left. Once it started raining, I'd have been like, bro, peace.
He hung out.
He
He
stood
hung out
there in
waiting
the rain.
for
I'm
it.
like, damn, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but yep.
And then from there, you go solo, right? And so
Right.
what was it like for you to then go out on your own? And you also changed genres a little bit, right? You
Right.
went from hip-hop
Yeah, to
some
reggaeton.
reggaeton,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I would listen to your stuff
Yeah,
since
yeah,
you
yeah.
announced.
So-
and it's cool. It's amazing. But, like, it's a lot of different vibes.
Right. Reggaeton was also a great time of my life. But you asked about the solo. So what happened was, I always want to do something innovative. I want to do something that's different. So I finished. The War Report comes out with Capone, and I meet these two kids from Virginia, and one kid said to me, "If you listen to me, you're gonna go #1." And I was just like, "I believe you." And this kid happened to be Pharrell Williams.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So and he told me like if I listened to him, he was cocky back then. He acts like he's not cocky now. He still is. But so he told me that, and he was right. He was correct. And now he's head of Louis Vuitton. I haven't got a free Louis Vuitton nothing. But you know what? I was gonna save my favor to ask Louis Vuitton to dress me for the marathon, which they probably won't.
Well, the after party with the medal.
Okay. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we gotta have Medal Mondays. Like Medal Mondays.
Yeah. And you need to have the Louis Vuitton bag with all your running kit
with the running gear in there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Not even me now at this point. But yeah. So we did that, and then like you said, I don't know if that was the question with reggaeton.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with the genre of music. Like me, I'm not afraid. So like I take risks. So but I'm well aware that the first person that does it always looks a little stupid, right? Always looks a little like when I introduced everybody to Pharrell, everyone was like, well, Neptunes. Everybody was like, oh, whatever. These guys got tight shirts on, and you know what I mean? They got chokers, and then 2 years later, Pharrell's the hottest producer in the world. I did the same thing with Swiss Beats, same thing with Scott Storch. Then reggaeton, everyone laughed at me when I did reggaeton. It was like, oh, now you want to be fully Puerto Rican. I was like, I've always been Puerto Rican.
Right.
Heritage, cool. Thank you.
Then now you can't turn on the radio without reggaeton.
No.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
a I'm not saying I invented reggaeton. I did not. I just brought it to the Americans.
Yeah.
But everyone laughed. And then when I started this quote-unquote little show called Drink Champs, a podcast, the rap game also said, oh, he must be going through something. Like, and then now you can't even open your phone. You know there's a podcast app on your phone? You can't even delete that.
Nope, it's there.
I did podcasts before that was on your phone. It's true. And now it's on your phone.
Yeah.
And you don't think that I want to claim that? Mm-hmm. You don't think that I want to say I got something to do with that? You don't think Steve Jobs, little man, said, hey, I watch Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Let me make everybody else watch Drink Champs and put a podcast app on your phone. But I looked at like, and now everyone, like I get a phone call every week. Yo, I want to start a podcast. You're 10 years too late, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I might still
Give
sign
it a
it.
go.
Yeah, I might still sign it. And I'm proud to announce that we did start our own. It's called Healthy High. It's Run Champs. Our first episode will be out next week.
Nice.
With Angela Simmons. We're doing it. And again, I know it's gonna sound a little crazy, but we're just promoting it to the runners. Like I must give it to everybody. But like it's a phrase I say. I'm gonna put the balloons in the air, and I'm gonna let you pop whichever one you want to pop. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you're joining the running podcast game.
Yes.
I
I'm
love
doing
it.
the running
Nice.
podcast.
Welcome.
And this is my first show I've ever done.
Announcing it right here on Set the Pace.
Yes.
I love it.
That is so exciting.
Yes. And like again, I know I might sound redundant, but like I owe the running world this. Like, you know what I mean? Like I owe back because of what it gave to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I sincerely believe that. Like I sincerely believe every runner owes the running world. It's dedication, it's loyalty, and it's sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so on your podcast, you have a little thing you do
Quick
called
time line.
This or That.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You
Quick
guys
time
do
slide.
this or
Yeah,
that, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do. We
Let's
got
go.
a guy at Roadrunners, by the way. I gotta call him out.
Okay.
Steven Rosenbaum, who's a huge fan of yours.
Okay.
He's a director in our email marketing.
All right, let's
group.
go. I'm ready.
He came up with some this or that.
Okay, let's
So
go.
here we go. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna start with some Queens related. This or that. LaGuardia or JFK?
Neither.
Neither. You got
Okay.
another airport you like to go out of?
Newark. Even though
Newark.
Newark, y'all putting me
Oh.
through something. Newark, what y'all doing right now to me, I've been way too loyal.
Yes,
gotta
you
get
are.
y'all gotta get y'all stuff together.
Yes, they do.
I was in the air for 5 hours yesterday. Like, yo, like Newark, you gotta get it together. But I'm still picking Newark over, and I'm 5 minutes from LaGuardia.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm 5.
Yeah.
I just LaGuardia and JFK, what they did to me as a child, I have never got over.
But LaGuardia is so nice
Trauma.
now.
Now, everyone tells me that. Everyone tells me that.
Oh,
but,
it's so slick.
you know, I don't think I was flying first class when I was flying out of LaGuardia and
Maybe
Kennedy.
not.
So I think those memories just
They're
Yeah.
still there.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't
They're still
fade.
there. It was rough back in the day.
I
at
would
LaGuardia.
literally miss a flight if they fly me into LaGuardia. I'd be like, no, I'm not going.
All right.
Yep.
That was a twist. That was a surprise answer.
Yeah.
I did not expect Newark to come out of the Queens. Man. All right, here we go. Shea Stadium or Citi Fields?
Damn, you got me on that one.
I'm a big Mets fan.
I'm going to say Shea Stadium
Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it.
because it's old school. Citi Field is very technology.
Yeah.
It is very up to date. They have iPads everywhere, as opposed to Shea Stadium where I had to come with cash. You know what I mean? I had to,
nice.
like,
Yeah.
like now you can do Apple Pay, but Shea Stadium for my childhood memories, I have to go Shea Stadium.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
with you on that. Listen,
Yeah.
until the Mets win a World
Oh,
Series
yeah, God.
at Citi Field,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going with Shea Stadium.
yeah.
Although the food at Citi Field is not even close. It is so much better.
But they just got Carbone in Citi Field, so
Yeah.
Carbone
Oh,
is going there,
even
and,
better.
and Sonny Anderson is opening up something in Citi Field, and Nas has something in
oh,
Citi
the
Field.
food's incredible at
Yeah,
Citi
yeah,
Field.
so yeah.
All right, we're going to do a little music.
We're gonna do
You wanna
music.
throw
Yeah,
this out?
yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Yeah. All right. Music. Nas or Cool G Rap?
Nas.
Yes.
Nas over everybody.
It's all about
Yeah,
Nas.
same.
It's all about Nas.
Marley Marl or Large Professor?
Large Professor.
Ooh. All right. Running.
Okay.
Okay. I'm good. Can I stick with this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I think I know the answer to this one
Okay.
already.
I'm a little nervous now.
Solo run or group run? Group run with the Run Champs crew.
A group run with the run champ.
Obviously.
But that changed for you. You were a
Yeah,
solo
yeah,
guy,
it was.
and then
Yeah,
it changed. And
yeah.
that's true for a lot of people
many.
in the world of running. Like
Yeah.
people run alone, and it's great running alone, and then they get that first taste of
Yep.
running with other people, and they're like, "Wait a second, this is a different thing."
Yeah. Especially
Absolutely.
if they're on your level. Especially
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Early morning or evening run?
Early morning,
Yeah.
hands down,
Yep.
no equivocation.
Hey, I
Yep.
got one for you. I say this all the time. Maybe you can use this.
Okay.
Win the morning, win the day.
Oh, fire.
That's what I say.
Yes. Fire.
Right?
Fire.
Right?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
get
Win
that.
the
You
day. I
get
like
that
that.
morning run. It's
Yep.
never a bad day.
Yes.
You
Never a bad day.
You are
regret
correct. You are
that
correct.
morning run.
You are
Right?
correct.
Okay. Music or no music when you run?
If I'm damn, that's a different question. If I'm running with the crew, sometimes our conversation is the music.
Yeah.
But if I'm running solo, I have to have music.
You have to.
But let me also say this. Sometimes we run, and I know I know this is gonna sound crazy. Sometimes we run and we just listen to our feet.
Yeah.
It's a beat to us.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful rhythm.
So one time we were running and we was listening to it, and I pulled out my keys, and I literally kind of like made a beat. I was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, yo, no one will ever get this. And only other runners.
You
Only
will.
other runners.
Nora, let me tell you, you're going to love the Queens-born
I was just
Bridge,
about to
okay?
say.
Okay.
Because when you cross
Oh.
the 59th Street Bridge
Okay.
during the marathon, you're going to remember this conversation.
You are.
Because if you like
you're
the
gonna hear it.
sound of just feet hitting the ground, when you're on that bridge,
Oh.
Wow.
it is like unbelievable.
Because that's where there's no people cheering, right?
No
people
people
cheering.
cheering.
Okay.
It feels like you're going to war. You feel like you are suddenly with your comrades and you are like going to come down that bridge. All you hear is feet. And then you
see
hear.
their faces. Stuff like, I can relate to y'all faces
It's
so
so
much. You're not even
crazy.
looking at each other. You're making the same exact face.
You're gonna remember we talked about
Okay,
this,
okay.
and I want you to remember this one thing, Nori.
Right.
You're gonna come off the 59th Street Bridge. You're gonna come down onto First
Oh.
Avenue,
Uh-huh.
and it's gonna be like you just went to the plate at Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
Like crowds
The-
are gonna be
the
huge.
roar.
Wow.
The music, the roar. You're gonna get caught up in that.
Oh.
You got to hold back.
'Cause it's
okay?
a hill, 'cause
'Cause
it's a
you
hill.
do
4 more
not-
miles, right?
No.
No,
It's still over 10
10.
miles.
Oh,
You're
shit.
going up First Avenue.
Right.
You're still at like mile
5 miles uphill.
15.
Wow,
So
wow.
you're going to be going up First Avenue. You got to hold back because
Right.
then if you don't, you're going to
blow
die in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You're going to die in
Yeah.
Harlem. You
Wow.
got a long way to go.
Wow.
So chill out
Okay.
on First Avenue. That's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
number one.
Okay.
You will, because it
advice
gets
to
really
you.
wide and
'Cause
quite daunting.
Kevin Hart told me, he found out I was doing it, and he texted me. And then I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, because mile 22 is going to get you. And I'm like, damn, like, why are you so mean? Like, wow. But everyone tells me. So, you know what's crazy? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting myself through super pain.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to training. And I'm looking forward to being around other maniacs. That's what I call runners. I think everybody who runs is a maniac. But
55,000 of them.
It's 55,000 this year, right? Or is that
Or
every
more.
year? Every year.
Last year was 55. This year we'll see maybe a little bit more.
Okay, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's just the runners. Then you've got all of the other maniacs who are out there all day cheering for you.
Right.
That's millions. That's millions.
You know what I noticed about the Queens run? Even the people giving out the waters was happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, you in the rain,
Yeah.
handing out water with a smile.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's why we thank them, because
Yes.
the races
Yeah.
wouldn't
So
be there
are
without
these-
the volunteers.
are these the people who give out the waters? Are they marathon runners as well?
A
They're
lot of them.
volunteers, and a lot of them are volunteering
To
because
get
that gets them into the marathon.
Okay,
Exactly.
yes.
They're doing
Yeah.
the 9+1 program,
Yeah. Right.
so that's their +1
Okay.
that gets them into the marathon.
But they're
So
still
they are
there.
happy.
They're
They
still
are
there
happy.
all day in the rain sometimes.
Can you please explain the 9+1?
Yeah.
Okay.
9+1 is basically if you run 9 of our races in the course of a year
So
and
it's not
volunteer
marathons.
at one, not marathons,
Okay.
and like the Queens 10K,
Okay,
like
yeah,
races
okay.
like that,
Okay.
4-mile races, 5K races. You run 9 of those plus volunteer at one in a calendar year, and you get guaranteed entry into the next year's marathon.
Isn't that
So
cool?
Yo,
over
that's
10,000
fine.
people a year get into the marathon doing that 9+1.
Because I noticed that in Miami, and I thought it was just people in Miami that was handing out, waters and being happy. So when I was like, New York, we have the worst attitude in the world. Like, how are these guys happy? So I'm
That's
looking
why.
and I'm looking, and I'm like, I wanted to do something like pour a cup out or something to see if they had, and everybody's like, you got this. And I'm like, I said to myself, they got to be runners too.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
this-
runners.
yeah,
they
yeah.
relate. They
They get
relate,
it.
and they're
Yeah.
thrilled to
Yeah.
be there.
They
Okay,
get
we
it.
should do a couple more. We'll do a couple more
Okay.
of this or that.
All right.
How about
in.
energy gels or energy chews while you're out there running?
I'm a block guy. What
Yeah.
is they called?
Yeah. The
Blocks.
box.
Yeah,
I'm a
you
block
chew.
guy.
You like
yeah.
to chew.
You like to chew it.
I'm a
Yeah.
block guy.
Okay.
I'm the same way because I feel like chewing, like
Right.
it makes me feel like I'm really getting some nutrition. More. The gels, I feel like they just slide right through. Like I don't feel like I get sometimes as much.
I'm
from
gonna
the
be
gels.
honest with you. Every time I have a gel, I lose it. I pull it out and it
Yeah.
just and I'm like, and there's somebody always picking it up and trying to give it back to me. Like, hey, you dropped this, bro. I'm like, hey man, I think I dropped it on purpose. Like,
Yeah, don't want
but
it.
the blocks, I can put it right in there, take it out. So I'm a block IV guy.
A little snack.
Yep.
Okay. Beer or protein shake after your long run?
Oh, that's beer for sure. yeah.
Totally fine.
Love
Totally fine. Chasing a time goal or just aiming to finish?
Aiming to finish.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And let me just
Yeah.
tell you about that beer thing. To me, when a runner drinks a beer, it's the ultimate flex. Because it's basically like I just do all my workout. Like, I don't even care about. So like again, I used to think running clubs was crazy until I started to notice that they would run and they would run to a bar and then to a bar.
Yeah.
And then they would celebrate, and I would look, and I would be on a diet at the time, and I'd be like, yo, why are they drinking beer?
Yeah.
Like this is the worst thing you
Delete.
could actually drink. And then I did it once, and I was like, this is kind of cool.
This is
I
great.
did it in Puerto Rico. Remember, we ran for a beer. It was,
Oh.
we joined a race. It was called Run for a Beer, and I thought they weren't being literal. They were being literal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Well,
people
now
do it.
it's like the early morning runs where you meet friends and you run to a bakery and you find like the best pastry or whatever and coffee and you're like, okay, this is great. I've just had fun and
Yep.
explored.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my
N.O.R.E,
gosh.
listen, we're so excited to
Man.
watch you on this journey
Right.
from now to the starting line
Yes.
of the TCS New York City Marathon.
Yes.
We can all
the
follow
finish
your
line.
training.
Yes, hell yeah.
To the
Hell
finish
And,
yeah.
line.
well, I always say though, but I always say, and I say this to you right now,
Uh.
the hardest thing about running a marathon is getting to the starting line.
That's true.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
You got to put in the work. You got to train. You got to stay healthy, keep
Yeah.
from getting injured. When you get to that starting line, I'm going to see you there.
Okay. Yes.
And I
yes.
will congratulate you
Me
at
too.
the
We'll-
starting
we'll
line.
be there.
Thank you.
Because that's
Thank you.
the hardest part.
Yes.
From there to the finish line, that's the fun.
Okay.
That's the
Very
reward.
true,
You're
actually.
going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Start in Staten Island, right?
That's where we're going to start.
Okay.
That's right.
You're
Make
only,
sure you're there.
only in Staten
bright and
Island
early.
for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
It's
No,
really.
because every now and then we have this group chat, and my friend Mitch he just sends us the route of it going like this.
Yeah. Have you watched the animated version?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're like, this is really long.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm scared.
Yep.
I
I'm
get from
scared.
here to here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Someone once said to me 7, 8 years ago, that running the New York City Marathon, specifically the TCS New York City Marathon, it is a love letter from the city to every single runner. Right. And I was like, yeah, I pulled that face. I was like, sure. What do you think? I'm a fool? And on the day, I was like, they are so right. This is unreal. From the runners, from the volunteers, from the people cheering. You're in pain, of course. We're not unicorns. Like, we're real people. It hurts. But somehow you're running, you're smiling, and you're like, the city loves me today, and I'm going to take it. So enjoy it.
You know, as a child, I used to go to Queensbridge, and I used to just watch the marathon go through there, right? Never knew years later. Wow. And then I used to watch my father watch the marathon. My father used to watch the marathon, and I used to always be like, they always showing that, you know, that the Kenyan guy in the beginning, like they're always showing that, and then they cut to the regular people, and then they show the Kenyan guy again, and I was always like repeat that, and I'm like, so years later, I'm like, holy shit! In my mind, I'm the Kenyan guy, but that's just only in my mind. But yes, to compete with this is the toughest thing of my life. And it's something I'm facing head on.
You got this. We're gonna check back in with you, okay? I want to check back in before the marathon, see how it's going. It's been such an honor and a pleasure to have you here.
I'm
set the pace.
And we're going to come. Anytime you need me back, I'm
right
here.
All right.
I'm here.
N.O.R.E.
Thank you.
N.O.R.E. Taking on the marathon.
Looking to elevate your running routine? Check out Set the Pace, the official podcast of New York Roadrunners, presented by Peloton. Each episode features exclusive interviews with inspiring runners, pro training tips, and the latest on big events like the TCS New York City Marathon. Whether you're preparing for a big race or just love running, Set the Pace is your go-to for motivation and advice. Tune in anywhere you listen to podcasts.
It's not just superstars who discover that running can change their body, their mind, and their life. A few weeks ago, the great Meb caught up with New York Roadrunners member Noah Perez, a young runner who took up the sport when he was visiting a friend that was training for the Chicago Marathon. With no prior running experience at all, Noah dove in headfirst, drawn by the challenge of competition. But the further he went, the more running became something deeper, a way to unplug, to focus, and to reflect.
Noah, welcome to the Set the Pace podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Let's get to it. Can you tell us what got you started running in the first place?
Yeah, so I think I have a pretty standard journey, or I like to feel like of most young 20-year-olds. I was in a place where I didn't really have any direction. I was starting my career, but I didn't really feel fulfilled. And pretty much just on a whim, I went to go visit my buddy in Chicago, who was training for the Chicago Marathon. And I'm pretty competitive. I like to compete with my friends. So I was like, I don't have any running experience, but I feel like I could also run a marathon. And that kind of just transpired into like my whole running passion, basically.
Pretty awesome. Can you tell us how did your expectation about running change as you kept going?
Yeah, for sure. So I first started, like I said, just on a pure competitive basis, just wanted to like compete with my friend. And it slowly transitioned from just kind of just going through the motions and, logging the miles, the training that I saw online to, a real passion. I really found myself enjoying running, and it wasn't until I got a coach necessarily who kind of prohibited the use of headphones and just being in the moment. I think that key fact has really impacted my life in a profound way, just allowing a lot of time for self-reflection, disconnecting from social media, which, I struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of people struggle with, just like, your attention is always everyone else's biggest asset. So just being able to like run, disconnect, and really reflect on what's going on in my life has really impacted, not only myself, but those around me, and hopefully for the better. So what do I like to think?
No, I think running takes you to be in the moment, be aware of your surrounding, and, kind of smell the roses almost, or enjoy the scenery. And in what way has running changed your daily life or the way you see yourself?
It has changed my daily life in many ways. I'd say the biggest is just the mental health aspect as well as the cardio. As I got older, growing up, I swam competitively, but mainly just as a sprinter. And then I transitioned that into just body power building and just like kind of, again, just fitting the trope of what I thought was a healthy lifestyle. But, as I got older, I realized, just because, you have functional muscles or big muscles, or you can sprint, doesn't necessarily correlate to like healthy living. And I kind of just found that having a healthier heart is actually, one of the most important things to like prolong life, and not only prolong, but just functional and healthy life. So just having that incorporation to just those blanket miles into an actual structured training, trying to work on my VO2 max with like interval work, long runs, the standard training has really impacted my health personally. And I think that translates to better sleep, better performance in the workplace, and just, better social interactions overall.
Pretty awesome. Most people see me running and then they say, you're going to be a beautiful swimmer, but they're two different things. Have you found some parallel or some differences in that?
I found a lot of differences. So growing up swimming, I've only been running for 2 years now, so I don't have too much of like the technique. I'm always trying to strive for better form, more efficient form. But one of the key things that I think has really attributed to like my love and passion for running, and like the ability to like really push myself to like these great distances like marathons, is just the ability to disconnect. Because growing up swimming, it's just you looking at the floor with a black line for hours on end. So I think that really helps me just like, again, just focus and just tune in on like what my body's telling me, what's going on around me, and how I can really improve as a person and like an athlete as a whole.
You've been the pool and you've been there for an hour or 45 minutes, and you say you've been there, but when you run 7 miles, 8 miles, it's like, I can't believe I went there and back and things like that. But
Yeah.
Have your goals with running changes since you began, or what are you aiming for now?
Yeah, so definitely when I first started, it was just getting that one marathon out the way. And I kind of just caught the bug, just like the community, the people in it, the reasons why different people run. Like, even though I have like my own story, there's a lot of different stories that I talk to from interactions in the community, and just everyone's so welcoming. It's like one community that I definitely want to be a part of for like the preceding future, and just like continue to improve. So just going from just wanting to complete a race to then wanting to do like the 6 majors, and now just wanting to be a part of the community for as long as possible again. So just really focusing on my heart health, make sure I don't get injured, just prolonged training, and just really putting in the time. And when I first started, I mentioned doing the big 6. I was really just focused on getting the times as fast as possible. And, as I've really progressed and like matured as an individual, I realized like it's not so much about the results, it's just the time in the sport and like the connections that you make. And, I'll get there eventually, whether through training or just I'll age into my time. Hopefully I'll get the time first before I age into it. But just the connections along the way just really shifted my mindset into just enjoying the moment, enjoying almost the training process of it, instead of just strictly results driven.
It's pretty awesome. I just interviewed someone named Uday who started his marathon at 75. It's great to see somebody like you fall in love with it, to be able to do that. But it's amazing. And what does being part of the running community means to you, and how has that influenced your journey?
To me, it's really taken a big hold in my life. Like I said, I was at a point in my life where I didn't have too much like direction of like what I wanted to do for feel fulfilled. For example, I went to college out of Miami, which is the city I was born in, came back, and I was kind of like just going through the motions, and it's really helped me like create a community that I can feel like a part of, and like welcome, and help grow as well, and like interact with people I probably wouldn't normally interact with. Especially, I'm also doing the 9+1 program. I just met one of my friends. I like to consider a friend. I met him last week, but Stefan Poon, and we just interacted over just us both doing the 9+1 program, just diving into like a bunch of like personal life issues, and like how I've taken away from running, how he's taken away, and just like just for that one interaction and just one race that we did. Now we're like almost lifelong friends, and like we're like texting each other like on our training and like goals, and like when we might be able to train again. It's just a community that is really welcoming. And as someone so young, and just like I feel like social media just portrays this ideology of like you need to have everything figured out. It just really is a nice feeling, just feeling welcomed for almost like your insecurities, like not knowing where you are in terms of like direction.
It's pretty awesome. The 9+1 is the New York Road Runners, 9 races plus 1 volunteers get into the race. And the camaraderie of friendship and accountability with others, kind of, it's pretty amazing. So keep up the great work, and I'm just delighted that you can love the sport at an early age and keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Noah, for being a member of New York Roadrunners. Now it's time for today's Meb Minutes.
If you got a friend or family member who's thinking about running, help them get started. Don't overwhelm them with gear or mileage. Keep it simple, 20 to 30 minutes, a few miles, or a few days a week. Encourage them to run, even if they have to walk if needed. Invite them to local races or just for a short loop around the neighborhood. Let them know they're not alone. Community is a big part of what we make running so much special.
All right, Bex, that does it for another episode of Set the Pace, and what an episode it was.
Wow.
Thank you for hosting us here at Peloton.
You are so welcome. I'm honored that we got to do it in my second home.
It's been phenomenal. And again, welcome to all of you out there watching
Yeah.
us on YouTube for the first time. It's been great to have you. What a first episode on YouTube it was with the great N.O.R.E. We will see you on next week's episode. We'll be right back here.
will.
I'm not sure we'll be in such a fancy place, but you'll be able to see us. So thanks for joining us. Enjoy the miles. We'll see you next week.
Take care.